All right, what's up? It's your girl, the pivot strategist, and come here. We've got to talk about something. I am just like scrolling on my feed, and I see this viral video, right? I see this viral video of this eighth grade student who was beating up their teacher over confiscating a phone, right? And so I didn't just want to take the video as like, okay, this is a situation without doing my research, okay? And so I want to show you all this video. I'm like so angry, and I think this is why I can't really render my like energetic personality, because I'm like, if we don't see that this is obviously, this has been like, these kind of things have been happening. However, I think that because we live in a day and age where everything's on social media, I think it's just highlighting the things that have been going on for years, decades, whatever the case may be. So let me share my screen so that I can actually show you all the video. All right, let's see. Hmm. Let's see what screen I want to share. Let's see if it will actually let me share it. I don't know. Yeah, it does work better with like two different screens, but whatever. We're gonna make it work. Okay. Um 1 second, you guys. 'Cause I want to make sure I can share it all together. Mm, Here we go, right here. All right. So I'm sharing this. Hopefully y'all can see it. If y'all can, hold on, let me check on my phone. Because I'm like, wait, let's see if y'all can actually see it. I'm like so disturbed. I promise y'all I am. This is just out of hand, out of control. This is the craziest thing, because when I look up my name, it is just insane on why it's so hard to find it. Because it's not like someone else has the same name. So maybe I just have to get in the algorithm, maybe. Yep, because here I go right here. All right, so let me see. I thought I was sharing my screen. Oh, okay. Wait, let me try to see if I can share it again. No, no, I don't want to leave the site. Anyway, I don't think it will allow me to share it. No. Okay, so okay, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Actually, actually, I have a copy of it. So here, I think this is what I'm gonna do. I actually have a copy of it in my phone. There we go. Let me airdrop it to my phone because I really want y'all to see this, because this is just insane to me. Like, this is very insane. Like, I can't, I really cannot wrap my mind around this. I just can't. Um okay, so I think it's sharing to my computer now. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why this thing is taking so long. Like, I can't. But anyway, while we're waiting, I just kind of want to do like a brief overview of like what the video is going to show. If you haven't already seen it, it's like on every like blogger's like channel page or whatever the case may be. And so basically this eighth grader was highly upset because, again, the school's policy is The school's policy is they have a no cell phone like policy, obviously. So that's the school's policy. The teacher doesn't determine that. We just follow the rules just like they have to. And so the situation around it is the teacher confiscated the phone, right? That's an action. The student then takes it upon them, like just himself, his or herself, let me just put it like that, and goes because the teacher put it inside of their desk, right? Goes inside of the teacher desk to try to confiscate the phone. The reason why I have a problem with that is because obviously sometimes in teacher desks, that's where they keep their personal items, right? Or this is where they keep things that they have to confiscate from other like students, which is why like there are boundaries. Like personal space, like what are you doing? Like, yes, you can be mad that I took your phone, like cool, be mad, like say what you want to say, I don't really care. But to be touching personal property and touching like school property that doesn't even belong to you, it's just insane to me. Now for me, I don't care, go in there and get your phone, I don't care. But let me tell you something, you will be removed out of my class because that just means you don't have no respect, but I I don't understand these disrespectful kids. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I've dealt with a few before, and I'm like, you are setting yourself up for a world full of trouble, and I don't even think you realize it. And they don't. Their scope of thinking, they cannot think that far into what they're gonna do tomorrow, let alone what their actions are gonna lead them to later on in life. So, and I get it. They're kids. They're not gonna, fully understand. So I do get that. So let's see if I can share my screen now. Let's see. Um, is this the QuickTime player? Yeah. So I think that's what I want to share. And let's see did it actually share it. No, see, it won't. Uh, hold on, guys. Hold on 1 second. Uh, let's see, because I don't know why it won't share it. Oh, or what I may have to do is like go and input the video back in. So I may have to do that, like input it back in to kind of, whatever. And so let's see. Mm, okay, let me look here and then let me go. Oh shoot, my bad. But I'm gonna like kind of talk through this. But yeah, I mean it's just a shame. Like teachers are expected to follow rules. And here's the crazy part. Had the teacher just let this student just come up in here and do what they wanted to do with their cell phone, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, then on top of that, it becomes a bigger issue of, oh, well, you don't have control of your class. No, I'm just not about to sit up here and be in this type of situation. It's not going to happen. So let's see. Okay, open system preferences. And then let's just kind of go from there. But yeah, I'm just, I am just, I'm done. Like, I am done. Like, if the state of education, I'm just done. Let me see. Okay, so sorry guys, I had to kind of pop in and out. In the bottom left corner. So let's see. Hmm. I like go to season program. I like this one by selecting a lot in the bottom left corner. Okay, let's see. So let's see here. Let's see, y'all. Okay. Dang, this is something I probably should have done before, but I honestly have never like shared my screen. So, okay. But yeah, so if it doesn't work, then we'll just kind of okay, yeah. So if it doesn't work, then no issues. We'll just kind of talk through it. Okay. Oh, okay. Here. Okay, well, um, let's see. Allow that. Okay, so let's see if that worked. I don't know. It may have worked. I don't know. You've officially been child in school. Okay, let's see. Let us see, honey. Yeah, see, it's still, I think I would probably have to restart it, which, okay, let's see. Let me try something different. Um, okay, hold on. Let's just try to share. Um, let's just try to do video file. I don't know. Okay, let's do the recents. Download this one. Let's see if I can share that. Oh, is it letting me share? I hope it's the right
On
one.
social media over the past
Oh, here we go.
24
Here we go.
hours. The original Facebook post shared over 3,000 times. And even though it's barely 40 seconds long, it's a difficult video to watch. In it, you can hear an 8th grade Bowie Middle School student and his teacher arguing over a phone that she confiscated from him. As the video progresses, you see the teacher refusing to give it to him. Then the student becomes physical, shoves the teacher, hits her multiple times, knocks her head against the desk, and knocks her to the ground. A violent incident that ECISD Superintendent Dr. Muri said will not be tolerated in this district. It's a video you've probably seen on social media over.
Foolish. Foolish. Okay? Because let me tell you something. You charge at me, that's going to be it. It's going to be it. I'm sorry. It is going to be it. So the question now becomes, is it safe to teach anymore? Is it? Is it safe to teach anymore? Do I have to worry about whether I need to be packing when I come to school now? Is that a thing now? Let me know. Is that a thing? I don't even understand. School's got to do better because here is where I draw the line. So if it's school policy that kids are not supposed to have cell phones, and if they are seen with a cell phone, will be confiscated, right? So if that is a rule and a policy, then that needs to be upheld with the parents as well, which means that, hey, because I'm telling you, this kid has probably heard before, oh, better not nobody take your phone or you, whatever, whatever. I mean, I've had kids before. I've had parents. Now, we had lockers in our classrooms, and that's where the kids kept their phones because for me, I don't want to be personally held responsible for your phone. I don't want to do that. I don't care to do that, right? But um I mean, the parents would just be calling the kids in the middle of class. I'm like, what the? They're at school. You know where they are. If you need something that is so pressing, then you have my number. They're kids. They're not. But I think the disconnect is that a lot of kids are raised as if they are like adults in a sense, right? And a lot of them are have big responsibilities, which is why I understand why a lot of them have phones. So I don't think it's a thing to say just kids shouldn't have phones. I don't think it's that, because you have different situations that require kids to have phones. You know what I'm saying? Like whether Jimmy is, with his second grade brother has to go home, and so somebody needs a phone just in case something happens, right? It's not ideal for there to be house phones anymore. Nobody does that anymore. So I understand the safety part of having a phone for when they get out of school. I get that. However, my issue is that when it's a policy set in place, your kids should know to follow it. If your phone is confiscated, then guess what? You just need to wait till the end of the day to get it. When I was in school, when our phones would get confiscated, our parents would have to come up there to pick up the phone. It wasn't a let me go snatch the phone from behind the desk, whatever the case may be. Like I said before, the situation was the teacher confiscated the phone. Obviously, the kid was on the phone or some sort of way, right? So the teacher confiscated the phone. That's an action, right? Cool. That's not where the fight started. The fight started is when the kid got up out of his seat, his or her seat. Let me say his or her, because I'm not sure if it was a little boy or a little girl. I don't know. I feel like it was a young man in that video. So when the kid, I'm just gonna say the kid, when the kid got out of their seat, walks up to the school desk to then go and get the phone, that is where the teacher tried to push the student away. And then that is where the teacher just got just murked, I guess you can say. like that was really painful to watch, because I'm not gonna lie, you hit me, it made me cut your rice to the side, but I'm knocking you out. I mean, I'm just saying, like, at what point do we say we understand that kids just typically don't have the tools? And you know what? I was actually reading a statement from the superintendent's office here in Odessa, Texas. So it happened at Bowie Middle School in Odessa, Texas. And so they were saying that, violence and crime is something that is so major in that community. And so they know that mental health services and that is something that's needed. They don't have the scope, right? They cannot scale it out for all families, right? I don't know. I don't know, because I think the thing is, when we talk about the safety of the teachers, see, they always talk about the safety of the kids, which is the most important, right, in the schools. But why are we not talking about the safety of the teachers? Like I'm really just at a loss of words. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it really safe to teach anymore? And I say no, it's really not. I think that what saves a lot of teachers is building really close relationships with their kids, for those who are smart enough to do that. Because for me, I've been smart enough to build those very close relationships. I've had students who have done worse. Okay. Story time. One of my schools, I will not name them because I've been at a few. I had a student who I adored so much, and he would probably be considered a problem child, right? But he was mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I know that he had a really tough exterior. He also had a lot of mental health issues going on, but I chose to see beyond that, right? And one day, like, we just grew a really close rapport. I had a really close rapport with his dad. His situation was that his mom had left them, and the mom didn't die or anything. She just left and just never came back for whatever reason. And so he really held, a lot of that, you know, he really held that within, right? Like, he felt like he had done something wrong. And so he just walked around with a chip on his shoulder. But me, I chose to love him anyway. Was it hard? Yes. Yeah, it was hard, because here I am trying to love a student who has a really tough exterior because of all of their traumatic experiences, right? So here I am trying to do that. And so one day, and it was me and him was so tight to the point where he didn't even want to go to his other classes. Like he would just put up a fight, like to the point where he just stayed with me all day. Which it was cool, but then I'm like, bro, I need to go eat lunch. Like I want to go eat lunch by myself. I don't want to eat lunch with kids. Like I'm with y'all all day. Like just give me a minute, but I sacrificed that for him because that was my boo. You know what I'm saying? And I really got him to like truly open up in ways that like, not even the principals or like anyone else. And I think it goes back to building the relationship because I told him I'm not going anywhere. I don't care that your other teachers have left you, have quit. I don't care because I'm not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And so, anyway, um, one day it was like toward the end of the school year, a kid comes up to me and was like, "Hey, so and so has a bullet at school." And I like I kid you not, this was my reaction. Go sit down somewhere because I don't want to hear that. That was my reaction because I'm like, this is the end of the day. Like, I believe y'all just playing with me at this point. Like, what are y'all doing? Because they like to get my attention. So I just kind of like shoot the kid away, right? And then another kid comes and was like, hey, um, so and so has a bullet over there. And I'm like, it's 2:15. Y'all supposed to be getting on the bus right now. Don't do this to me. And so I called my friend over and I said, hey, it's been reported that you have a bullet. You know, like and I know, like, maybe it may just be like one of those fake ones, I understand, but like what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, I swear to y'all, this is how I talk to my kids. And he shows me the bullet. I'm looking because now I have the bullet in my hand because I'm like, darn, at this point it's 2:20. They starting to call y'all bus up here, but I can't let y'all leave because I'm like, here's the situation that I gotta handle. And so I said, oh man, I said, I was like, what is going on? Like, where did you get this? And then I was like, you know what? At this point, I'm gonna have to let administration know. Now the kid was like super like scared, like, no, 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 my parent is gonna know. Like, please don't do this. I was like, no, I was like, I have to, um, because like I just want to keep you safe. I want to keep everybody safe. Like, I really don't know what's going on. So anyway, we alert administration, and so everything just stops. Like, we stop putting kids on the bus, like whatever, whatever. Because again, you got a bullet, then you obviously got to have a GUN somewhere, because I understand that YouTube is a little sensitive. So anyway, you got to have a pew pew somewhere, right? And so we go and we handle the situation. And so we're talking to my friend, and and we're like, what's up, like where did you get this from? Like, it was just like this whole story about where like they weren't really his. I don't know. Now we come to a point, oh my god, sorry y'all. We come to a point in the conversation where I'm just like, hey, you know do you have anything else? Like, because at this point, I'm like, we need to move this conversation along. We need to see what is really going on, because does my friend have a hit list? That's what I want to know. Who is on his hit list? Because it can't be me. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, this is what I'm thinking. So the kid is like, well, yeah. So then the kid starts to pull out 27 more bullets. I mean, my mouth was like, uh, and this, I'm very shocked because I'm like, I built such a good rapport with him. I can't believe he's really been walking around with these, like, these things in his pocket all day like this. I just couldn't believe it. And so, my question next was, well, do you have a pew pew? Like, because here I am, I want to have your back, but this is a little dangerous. Mind y'all, this was years ago. And my friend was like, "No, moment. I thought, what if my friend had one and he had gotten mad at maybe a student or even myself? Because sometimes he'd get mad at me when I used to make him do his work, but I'd be like, he'll come back 10 minutes later and it's like, all right, I ain't mad no more. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's what I mean. And so I told this story, and oh my God, I got countless others, but I told this story. And you know what's so crazy? Even after the fact, did the school notify parents? Nope. Did we have any more follow-up conversations about what do, these kids teachers need to do to kind of help support? Like no additional conversations. My friend was sent home for 1 day. But let me tell you something. I quickly got it at my head then, because let me tell you something. If you able to bring 28 bullets up in here or 27 bullets up in here, and I don't know about it, oh, I'm gonna walk around eggshells with you, baby. Because let me tell you something. I don't even want you to get mad at what you think you about to get mad at. Because see, I don't want to be your target. So you had like it's like I had to think about that, because of course the school is not going to keep, I feel like some schools are not going to keep, staff and students safe. There should have been a letter sent home to parents for them to know. A lot of parents were calling me because, of course, their kids were calling them or were telling them when they got home, and I'm just like, yo, here is the situation, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, it is what it is. I could get in trouble for, like, I guess, like, telling y'all because school didn't tell y'all, but like, it is what it is. Like, this is what happened. I don't know what the next course of action is, but like, that really did something within me to know that I could, like, no matter how much I loved, all of my kids, like, I mean, I will go to the end of the earth for these kids. However, it instilled in me something to where I had to think, you really can't put anything past, I don't care, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you just can't. You can't. I mean, we've had kids bring vapes to school. Like, I'm telling, like, it is just insane. Knives to school, um because this is like what's in their eyesight at home. And like, my whole thing is, I'm not saying at home you should not have like different measures to protect your family, whatever the case may be. You need to teach your kids the safety of these like weapons and stuff. And so I just, for me, this situation with this eighth grader, let me tell you something, because they said that, of course, the eighth grader, he's a 14-year-old, has been charged with first degree felony aggravated assault, right? Makes sense. Um, I just think that it points to a wider conversation, because the kids who were filming this, they actually got in trouble too. Now, they didn't say the magnitude of how, like, what their punishment was, but on one side of the coin, they're like, okay, they got in trouble for filming it. But on the other side, it's like they have this culture in schools where say, see something, say something. Well, these kids actually have the evidence. They recorded it. This is the evidence. So, I think that we send a wrong message to kids when they kind of get in trouble for these things, because now, a lot of things are going to happen in schools and they're going to be like, nope, because I'm not going to get in trouble for it. So I kind of think that in Odessa, Texas, like, y'all got to do better. Send a different message, and they said that the teacher obviously has not returned. Let me tell you something. If I was the teacher, oh, it would be a lawsuit. Okay, because I'm pretty sure that that is not that kid's first time. Let me tell you something. I can bet all 10 of my fingers that that is not that kid's first offense, not their first time having an issue, with the cell phone. Because heck, the kid is in the 8th grade, so that means they've already been there since 6th grade. So I'm pretty sure they've had other incidents. So let me tell you something. I would sue. I would sue. I wouldn't return. I sure wouldn't. Why would I return back somewhere? Because let me tell you something. There could be a situation where that kid very much well goes back to that same school. Then what? Yeah, he has a first degree felony assault, aggravated assault. Yeah, but it could be dropped down and it could be a situation where he returns back to school. Just like my friend that returned back after having the bullets, and then the story just kept changing. And I'm just like, I don't understand why he got all these bullets. Like, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And so kid was there after one day of being at home. They didn't even call it a suspension. They just said you just need to go home for a day. I'm like, this is so ghetto. Like, you know what I'm saying? And here I am, like watching my back, like, let me see, is your book bag looking a little heavy today? Like, I'm just saying, at what point do we say enough is enough? This is getting out of hand. This is absolutely ridiculous. And at some point, we got to say, as a school, we got to start standing up. I am glad that they are charging the child, but I don't think that that is the I don't think that that's the clear solution that's going to solve the problem. I think that they're actually charging the kid to set an example. I think this kid is going to be used as an example to kind of scare the kids from doing stuff like this again. It may work or it may not, because we have a lot of our kids who are suffering from trauma, like they are suffering from, backgrounds where, it's very terrible, right? However, it does not give the right to say, I'm going to turn a blind eye to this, because I'm telling you, the way that he slammed that teacher's head on the because I'll be acting like I ain't got two eyeballs. But for me, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen with me, because let me tell you what I would have done. You went to go get your phone. That's cool. Go ahead and get your phone out of this. That's fine. Because let me tell you something. I'm not gonna fight you for your phone. I'm not. They don't pay me enough for that. That's not what they pay me for. They pay me to come up in here to keep you safe, to teach you, to love you, to build a rapport and a relationship with you. But they don't pay me to fight you for stuff. That I'm not gonna do. So here, you can go ahead and get your phone, but let me tell you what I'm gonna do as a course of action. Here's what I'm gonna do. The kid gotta go, because the basic line of respect is gone. The kid has to go, because once you set up that idea that this kid can just kind of go and do what he wants to do, you gotta go. You gotta go. I mean, you just have to go. And whether it's to Susan's classroom down the hallway, I don't care where it is. You just gotta go. And when you set those boundaries as a teacher, like it lets other kids know that, okay, my teacher is not going to be playing games, but also I know that I'm also going to be safe. Like, yeah, I feel like a lot of teachers kind of go in and they be wanting to be the kids' friends, and that's cool and all. Because let me tell you something, the kids are going to love you. Just come as you are. They're going to love you. But there are also going to be times where they're going to hate you. They're going to be like, I hate you. I can't stand you. I don't like you. They'll probably even write on the desk, Miss So and so or Mr. So and so is a BIT. You know what? I've gotten it before. But that same kid want to be all in my face the end of the day. So it's like they're going through so many emotions. They don't know what to say. They don't know so they're gonna go by their first reaction, which is, okay, I want to hurt my teacher because my teacher pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it's like, where is the safety for the teachers? I just don't feel like it's enough, if you ask me. Because let me tell y'all something. Had this teacher has been a male, oh man, that teacher would have been in prison, prison by now. Because, or had the teacher just started banging, like, you know what I'm saying? Had the teacher done that, the teacher would have been in trouble. But the teacher was in a helpless position, right? So that is, and it's on video, so you can't deny it. So I think that is why they're like, oh man, we have no other choice, which is why I think they're probably mad at the kids for filming it, because this wasn't a situation where the school handled it first. What happened was the video started circulating around, and then the school found out about it. So this is why they're punishing the other kids, which I don't really think you should punish the other kids. The other kids they should be rewarded for filming something like this, to have its evidence to point to this is what's happening in these schools. And I think sometimes the schools don't want the public to know what goes on in there, which is why at the school that I worked at, none of the parents, knew, or none of the public knew about the incident with the bullets, you know what I'm saying? Because they try to hide and deal with stuff internally, right? And so I just, for me, it's a hard no. And now that like I'm out of the classroom, I start to see things a little bit different. Now when I was in the classroom, I would rationalize a lot of stuff, like, oh well, the kid is must have been sad. That I ain't rationalizing that. Like it's wrong. It's disrespectful. It's wrong. If your parent signs a handbook every year which says, hey, I'm going to make sure my kids adhere to these rules, like whatever the case may be, so yeah, it should be a punishment. It definitely should be. And with his punishment, this child needs to get some counseling, some mental health service. Like, yeah, you need to be punished, because let me tell you something. Out in the real world, this is what's wrong with schools now. They don't want to hold kids accountable. You're failing. Oh yeah, send them to the next grade. Where's the accountability? The accountability. One word: accountability. Where is it? Oh, you slapped Timmy at lunch today, and you're back on the playground after lunch. Where is the accountability? And then you'll say to the teacher, well, what did you do? Where were you at? Well, I was right there. What do you want me to do? Grab Timmy's hand like and say, no, you're not gonna slap Jimmy? Like, come on now, because then I would get in trouble for putting my hands on kids. So it's like the political banter. Like I can't. It ugh. Like it doesn't make sense. Like make it make some sense. And because they're not held accountable. Let me tell you something. I got in more trouble than my kids did last school year because of stupid stuff. Oh, she has on UGG boots. Tell her that's unacceptable. We got kids. These little girls be coming up in here with crop tops on, and when I bring it to your attention, it's Susan. Susan is really struggling with what? Paying following rules, because you can't tell me this kid don't have nothing. Okay, like so it's to the point where teachers are getting in trouble. Teachers are getting called to the principal's office, but the kids aren't. So this is why the kids are just truly taking over the schools. Like they are, and there were like very real like conversations that I had to close my door and have with those kids. And I told them, I don't care if you go home and tell your parents, because I'm just gonna tell you the real. None of my parents had a problem with it. I would tell my parents, like, look, I'm gonna have a conversation with your child because this is ridiculous. Your child has headed down the wrong path. Please let me pull them to the side. Now, my parents know. I'm just, at the end of the day, I'm gonna have these real conversations. I'm not gonna be rude or mean, or I'm not gonna hurt your child. However, I'm gonna tell them the truth. Like it just is what it is. And so I think it goes back to that accountability. I'm glad that in Odessa, Texas, they are taking accountability with making sure that there is a clear message being sent that this is unacceptable. I hate that it has to result in a first degree felony, which they'll probably plead him down, like, but that kid needs to know, no, sir. But I guarantee you that's not the first time that kid did that, but I just had to come on here, and I call it a venting session. I know this is the Educators Education Collective. I do know that, but I wasn't feeling it. I was not feeling that video. I wasn't, and it's just a shame. It is ridiculous, and to think that people are like, "Oh, maybe the kid is traumatized." It doesn't matter. It does not give you a right to go and assault other people. That's how people actually end up in prison. Let me tell you something. Everybody in prison doesn't have a happy-go-lucky story. They have traumatic backgrounds. They have trauma running all up and down their backgrounds, but it still does not mean that they have to take accountability for their actions. Like that doesn't make sense. If I sit up here and rob a bank and say, "Well, I robbed them because I ain't got no money and I'm broke and I'm about to be homeless," I'm still going to jail. like, I mean, yes, I'm in a traumatic situation. I'm in a very serious situation. However, there is still actions for my, I mean, there's still consequences for my actions. So at some point, we got to start keeping it real with these kids. Like we have to. And it's still, and let me tell you something, situations like this still feeds into the school to prison pipeline. Because guess where this little boy is headed? Juvenile. If the good Lord don't go in and touch his heart, guess where he gonna be headed? Prison. all because he has an issue with following rules. I said it. Like it is what it is. But anyway, I've been kind of talking for a very long time. And so this is your girl, the pivot strategist. I would like to know your thoughts as a teacher. Oh, my bad. Sorry, y'all. If you were, what would you have done? If you were a teacher, right? I want to know, what would you have done? If this was you, what would you have done? Me personally, I wouldn't have, like, once that kid came and got the phone out of the desk, I just feel like you have to choose your battles. I just would have, okay, you know what? And I understand why the teacher did what she did, because the thing is, when other kids see that that type of thing is happening and that it's allowed to happen, then that gives other kids ideas that they can just go do what they want to do. So I understand it. But for me, in the moment, for protecting my peace and my sanity so that I don't go to jail, here, you could just go right on ahead. But let me tell you what clear message I'm sending. Let me write a note to the principal. Hey, you have about 72 hours to remove this kid out of my classroom because of A, B, C, and D. It is creating an unequitable environment for all the other, scholars inside of the classroom. So I will not return until these actions are taken, or that's going to be it. I've done it before. I've done it before. And you know what? I kind of want to give another story time, but it's kind of gotten too late. But I want to give a story time about how a parent came to the school to fight me 3 times. And I don't even know how she kept getting past, like she was literally like in my classroom, like, what's up, in front of the kids. So I kind of want to talk to y'all about that, but that's gonna be another time. Like, y'all let me know in the comments if y'all want me to do a story time about what I did when the parent came up there to fight me. And she was I'm like, girl, like, what you want? I'm in the middle of teaching. We on synonyms and antonyms, okay? I'm not. I don't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and so, what would you have done? I don't. Let me tell you something. You don't pay me enough to. I mean, you just don't. I'm already, like, I'm here off the strength of the love that I have for these kids, and that's what I'm really here off of. Because honestly, teachers really get paid pennies to the dollar. Honestly, with all the free, like, labor that they get out of teachers. And of course, teachers say, "Oh, whatever, just turn it off. Like, once you're done, you're done." No, you actually have deadlines, and what happens when those deadlines roll around and you didn't do your work? So, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, y'all let me know in the comments, what would you have done? I really want to know, what would you have done? But anyway, I love y'all to pieces. But yeah, we are definitely out of here because I gotta get back to work. I gotta get back to work. All right. See y'all later.